Hey guys, it's Flota, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today, I'm going to go through days 57 to 62 of my journeys on my island called Mootopia. There's not much else to say other than hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Without further ado, let's get right into it. This video starts off with day number 57, and I recorded at night, so it was relatively chill. Nonetheless, I opened up my mailbox and I see that Rhonda sent me a cute letter, as well as Nook Inc. and the Happy Home Academy congratulating me on my new home expansion, which is always lovely. And of course, Rhonda wants to move out because, you know, that's just a thing. Today is also the day that the scammer came to town, and I'm actually glad that Sahara's here because I have a new room that I don't know what to do with. So, let's buy some flooring. And walking into the right room, it's literally the same size as the left one, except it's more pricier, apparently. Stop ripping me off, Tom Nook. But nonetheless, the flooring was a windflower meadow, which has a grassy texture, which is pretty nice. I also went ahead and put down Kyle and Tutu's posters, which I got in the mail today. And they are both looking pretty awesome. Later on in the day, Kyle told me that Rooney was sick of watching trash TV. I was a little bit curious, and I checked on Rooney, and he was actually sick. Man, I'm really bad at sarcasm. After that, Kyle also taught me a new reaction. It's, of course, very sarcastic. I just can't even anymore. So the reaction he gave me was resignation. Oh, also, Wisp came as well, which is pretty nice. Next up is day 58, and it is bright and sunny today, that's for sure. Opening up my mailbox, I got an amazing letter from Agent S with a nice gift inside, which was a cute tea table. Next up, I went to the plaza to see that Deli's birthday is coming soon, on May 24th, which will occur on day 66. Today was also the day that Blanche moved in, and her house from the outside is looking pretty sweet, and her inside is no different. I can't wait to actually meet her in person once she's actually done moving in, of course. Next up, I decided to go to Nook's Cranny, and I see that there was a cypress bathtub. It was very cheap, I had enough money in my pockets to buy it, and it matched perfectly with the bamboo area on the island, which I haven't really developed yet. With that, I decided to put the bathtub in Octavian's front yard because I planned on doing a front yard for each house in this area, and it's perfect because Octavia needs to go swim sometime. But that is not all, of course, because I decided to expand the front yard of Octavian's house even more so I can add fencing, specifically the corral fencing. It has that Asian vibe that corresponds with the bamboo perfectly, and it's still relatively modern as well, so it doesn't make the area look, quotes, old. And here's what the final product looks like. After that, I decided to talk to Kyle for a little bit, and let's just say that I think he's probably one of the best villagers to talk to. All the other villagers are cool and all, but Kyle thinks he's the best, and he always thinks of things that are just the best. So, yeah, it's definitely very fun. He's very sarcastic as well, and he even asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and, well, let's just say that it's going to be a pretty important job. Yes, Kyle, I did answer producer/important person, because, yes, I scream producer/important person, because important people are awesome. Next up is day 59, and it's raining at night, which is pretty nice. I like the mood of this. But nonetheless, a viewer named Vintan sent me a TV camera, which is the black variant, which is great because now I'm finally not able to have just white cameras because they kind of look old and whatnot. Also, the Happy Home Academy gave me a higher point score, but a lower rank than last week, which makes no sense, but I'll just deal with it. Walking around in the gloomy weather, Deli told me that there was a suspicious person that was on the island that made him feel spooky and gassy, which is a little bit strange, but I think it might be Wisp. And of course it was. Wisp, and he was also relatively close by as well. And after I completed his spirit-catching quest, I decided to get something new, which was a mini cactus set, which is pretty nice. After that, I saw that Rhonda wanted my attention, and she wanted to get a wharf roach. She asked me to get a wharf roach. Alrighty. Also, Deli and Rooney were talking in the plaza, so have a look. Man, it must be social hour today because Kyle and Rudy were hanging out with one another in Kyle's house, and believe me, like, this is crazy. So many villagers are talking with one another and hanging out with one another, and it's pretty cool that everyone's getting along just fine. And you know what's even better? Rooney and Deli jamming to KK Ska. Oh my god, this is like the most wholesome moment. I think I'm gonna cry. And wouldn't you believe it, Hopkins and Deli were talking to one another. Once again, take a look. And literally 5 seconds after that conversation, Rooney wanted me to go on a treasure hunt. This is just incredible. I think all the villagers love me now. And with all the instructions out of the way, I'm finally able to start the 3-minute treasure hunt. I immediately searched the city area because there's not a lot of grass and it's very easy to spot if anything is dug in the ground. But there wasn't anything. But not even 30 seconds in, I find the treasure right above near the campsite, which is, man, very open and very easy to spot anything, and I found the treasure in less than 30 seconds. With the treasure being found, Rooney opened it for me, and it was a Ginge Ham picnic shirt. I don't know how to say it, but it's a free piece of clothing, and it's a really worthwhile to go on a fun treasure hunt to get free clothing. And hopefully I do this with more villagers another time. A few minutes later, I saw that Rhonda and Blanche were talking to one another, which is amazing. Take a look. Looking all over the island, I found that there was a wharf roach on the TV set rocks, and I immediately caught it for Rhonda because, yeah, she wanted it. With the bug in hand, Rhonda was close by, and I gave it to her, and she loved it. And she even gave me a small gift for doing the deed, which was another piece of clothing, which was a school jacket, which is awesome. And speaking of school, I gave Octavian a colorful striped sweater, and you know what he gave me in return? Homework!
I'm starting to dislike Octavian more. JK.
And now it's time for day 60, and it's bright and sunny and amazing outside, and Hopkins sent me an amazing, awesome, sunny letter as well. And to start off the day, Kyle went BAM! Reaction time. That's good. And he taught me how to sleep. Typical Kyle, I tell ya. Typical Kyle. And walking into the plaza, I see that Kix is here to sell his bags and shoes, though the selection isn't as good as last time's. Nonetheless, with those things out of the way, I attended the festivities at the museum because today marked the first day of the International Museum event, which is just a stamp rally around the museum, and it lasts until the end of May, and there's 3 stamp stations in each part of the museum besides the art gallery, and I have to collect all the stamps. Though this event may seem mediocre because you're just walking around the museum, it's actually quite chill. Usually other events involve catching things or crafting things like the Bunny Day event. But this one is just exploring the museum, and it's actually really calming because you get to see all the progress that you made. Even though I don't really catch bugs, fish, or obtain fossils during the videos, it's really nice to see that progress that I made so far. And I especially love the fossil museum area. I think it's one of my favorites besides the fish one because it's so dark and gloomy and it reminds me of the depths underground. But the fish one cannot be beat. Seriously, look at this vibe. Look at that oarfish like T-posing underwater. Incredible. Incredible. And after a couple of minutes, I finished all of the stamp cards in the bug, fish, and fossil section of the museum. And you know what the prizes are for completing all the stamps in the stamp rally? Getting a bug, fossil, and fish plaque from the museum, which is almost a replica of the plaques you see when you enter the exhibits, which is pretty cool. Also, Renee wants to move on again. No, you're staying right here, miss. And to end off the day, I see that ACNH is walking into a bridge post. That actually made me laugh a little bit confused, but you know what? ACNH is the best, I guess. Now it's time for day 61, and yay, just another awesome day. And speaking of ACNH again, she sent me another gift. But the best part about today was that Crazy Red was docked ashore, and that's great because I cannot wait to expand the art gallery even more. The first painting we already saw, and it's fake, as well as the second one is also fake. But the third painting is actually genuine because the lady in the brown box area is at the perfect size and at the perfect angle. And if any of you guys were wondering, the fourth painting I already had in the museum, so it didn't really matter. So with that, I decided to buy the painting with the lady on it. After that, I decided to go to the Able Sisters to see if there was any expensive clothing that I could give for Deli's birthday. I really want his birthday gift to be extra special, but unfortunately there wasn't any expensive stuff there other than graduation gowns, but I think he's already graduated from high school, or maybe he's a dropout, I don't know. But eventually I did buy a ton of clothes for myself as well as for other villagers as well to give them gifts. I also went back to the museum, and the stamp rally continues every single day until the end of May, and you get to get duplicate prizes as well. And I don't know how much the plaques sell, but I think they sell for quite a fortune, so free money. We love money. And speaking of money, I wish I bought turnips this week, but if you guys look again, the turnip prices was 313 bells per turnip, and I bought nothing. The life of the broke, I tell ya. The life of the broke. Now it's time to end off today's video with day 62, and it's a beautiful day outside with the 5 p.m. music, Jolly Red sending me the painting, and Rooney sending me an amazing gift, and he thought of me with it. But he gave me a garbage can. That's very nice, Rooney, but I thank you for telling me that I am garbage. Also going into the plaza, there was another announcement on the bulletin board, this time for Renee's birthday, which is on May 28th, which will be on day 68. Also, Leaf was there. It's always nice to see a friendly sloth face in the plaza. Roaming around town, I see that Rudy is thinking about something, and I thought he was going to move away, but gosh dang it, Rudy wanted to change his greeting. He wants to be super secret buds with me, and I'm like, heck yes, I want to give you a sweet idea for a sweet greeting. Meow Mix, and hello to you. It's perfect for a cat like Rudy, who exercises that Meow Mix after eating it during breakfast. So obvious. It's the perfect catchphrase ever. Please give this to all your cats, I tell ya. The next villager that I visit is Kyle, who wanted me to deliver something to Agent S because he borrowed it for something. Maybe it was her drumsticks, maybe her guitar, I don't know. But I'm glad to be Kyle's delivery man. And I do just that. Agent S doesn't live that far away from Kyle, so I ran to her lickety-split to give her the gift. And also, she gave me a very unnecessary quiz. And basically, I had to guess what was inside to obtain it. Why would you give me it when you wanted it back? That doesn't make any sense, but you know what? That's fine. I guessed clothing because I'm a pro, and I guessed right because I'm a pro. Agent subscriber. But nonetheless, The prize was a printed sleeve sweater, which is always nice. More clothing for me and less clothing for them, I guess. And the last villager that I visited for the day was Deli, who is crafting a DIY recipe for a freaking boomerang. He's turning into the Australian monkey, everyone. He's going to the Aussie land. I want to go with the Aussie land with you, Deli. Give me the DIY recipe right now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Hopefully you enjoyed. It was definitely fun to make this video because a ton of villager shenanigans happened again. It's always nice to see all the villagers getting all snazzy and becoming more friendly to me, so always talk to your villagers if you have Animal Crossing. Unless you have Jambat, do always talk, just talk. Talk to your villagers. Unless you have Hippo and Jambat, then you kill them. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys all have an amazing day. I gotta go, so bye-bye.